The Mechanix Glove. I kind of have a love-hate relationship with the Mechanix gloves. Alright man, take a seat, buckle up. Ordinarily we'd start with orientation of the car here, but we got calls pending and we got to get to them. So, we're rolling. We're going to have to learn on the way. Alright, today I set the car up. So Mechanix gloves are great for a lot of things. I love Mechanix gloves for training because I can wash them. There's no liner in them for protection, which for training doesn't matter. I can throw these on, and if I rip them up, I can throw them away. They're 20 bucks. And they protect my hands when I'm doing rifle or handgun manipulations or doing defensive tactics and fighting with another person in training. They protect my hands from most of the little nicks and cuts and abrasions that I would ordinarily get in a training environment. That being said, they don't provide the same level of protection you would get from a search glove with a Dyneema, Kevlar, or Spectra liner. The plus side to it is if I mess these up, I can throw them away. And in a training environment, it doesn't really matter because if something, if glass is there, I can avoid it. And if someone takes issue with it, I can be like, well, guess what? There's glass there. I'm not gonna dig through it for training purposes. We're gonna call a timeout in training and say, all right, we're gonna move this glass out of the way because it broke. The other good thing about these that actually came up for me recently, I had a side job where it was a non-profit organization, and they said they wanted things to be very low profile. It was in the woods, they wanted tan uniforms, and they said they didn't want guys wearing big black heavy gloves, they didn't want big black duty belts, they wanted pistols and other impact weapons and things like that concealed. And I said, well, what if they're not big black, scary looking gloves? What if they're just tan gloves? Kind of look like, almost could be gardening gloves, work gloves. Yeah, that's fine. So I could put these in my pocket, and they look, they're clearly gloves, but it made the client happy. So for 20 bucks, I had some gloves with me, which some gloves are better than no gloves, and it kept everybody happy, and when I needed them, I could put them on, and I guess they're less scary. I don't know what the deal was. But for uniformity, I know guys that work out in the county or out in the woods, and they need gloves for digging through the woods. I use these for when I'm camping, too, for cutting wood and stuff like that. Keeps your hands from getting abraded by the handles. And I know guys for uniformity, they wear tan pants, they wear a tan shirt, they work out in the county, and they like having the tan gloves. It's an advantage, I'd say. The other thing I like about them, and it's not really public safety related, is that some of the models are super extra ultra cheap, and I can use these around the house. In fact, I bought these to put insulation in my attic, and I figured, well, if I mess them up and I get insulation all over them and I need to throw them away and it won't wash out, so what, 10 bucks. So that's the love part. Here comes the hate part. People think that these are search gloves. If they're all you got, if you only have $20 to spend, it's not a terrible search glove. It's not. But if you have more to spend, if you're doing this for a profession, if you're searching people every day, these are probably not what you want because they're not providing you any protection. And you're going to go through a lot of them. As a temporary thing, they're awesome, but I have a hate relationship with these. When I try to use them for patrol, the fingers blow out, and they end up getting cut up, and they don't, if you put your hand in somebody's pocket, the needles go right through them, or the razor blades in their pocket, or people walking around with pocket knives open in their pocket, and it goes right through the glove, you end up getting cut. So it's not all roses, but for 20 bucks, hey, a glove's a glove at 20 bucks. Well, if you like that video, go ahead and subscribe, because there's a whole lot more to come. As soon as I finish up these calls, go 10-8. County 291. 291.